The biggest game of the year is here in San Marcos, Texas. Here's some legal jargon so that I don't get sued. Alright, let's take back Texas, boys. Oh, jeez. Not like this, bro. Well, that's not a good way to start off the game. We need to pick up the slack. Come on, boys. Runner Watson, that's what I'm talking about. We're right back in this game, boys. Okay, they kicked the field goal. That's fine. They have a 3-point lead. Just don't give him any more. Yes, sir, Jabri Barber. Taking him to the barber shop. We have the lead. Okay, we held him to a field goal again. That's good. That's good. Especially with these terrible officials and the fact they were in the red zone. Deshaun Stoudemire, nice job. We got an 8-point lead. Landon Parker. Now I recognize your name. This game is well out of reach now, but let's add one more field goal for good measure. What a dominant performance over Texas State. The Bobcats were never really expected to get this far, so good for them for defying expectations. I have massive hopes for you next year. Just not this year. And now for some other news around college football. And you really thought you were gonna win the division. Hats off to Georgia Southern. They ended up beating a Georgia State Panther team that I thought had a Sun Belt Championship game appearance in their lap at one point, and now have 4 very winnable games left to decide the Sun Belt East. I'm impressed with them. In fact, I'm going to change their name from the Birdies to the Eagles. Well done, boys. On the other hand, the Monarchs are also somehow 3-1 in conference and could potentially net a huge win over James Madison. Unfortunately for them, it just wasn't me. Good job, boys, though. I expect to see you compete next season. How did this team struggle with Texas A&M Commerce? Turns out, we might have found the quarterback better than Grayson McCall for Coastal Carolina. His name? Jarrett Guest. Remember that name. Ugh, I just feel bad for Southern Miss at this point. At this point, you might as well just call him Southern Mess. But App State, how'd you give up that many points to them? Jeez, it took a fourth quarter rally just to beat them for you guys. You really need something to change soon. Speaking of which, here's another winless in conference play team that is struggling with an ASU team. Good thing you two aren't supposed to be like cream of the crop around here. And now for some other news. Georgia's back, Ohio State is back, Florida State is back, Oklahoma is not back. Those NY6 Steelers somehow keep winning. Michigan now steals science, and JMU is actually ranked again. Just like the Georgia State game, that was a game that I expected to be close and instead turned into a mass blowout. But we shall take it. And on Thursday, we're bringing out the belt. Thanks to an unexpected Cajun victory over the Jaguars, we don't quite wrap up the Sun Belt with a victory over South Alabama. We would all but have it, though, if we end up beating South Alabama and Louisiana, because the other 2 games are UL Monroe and Southern Miss. So yeah, that will do it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, ring the bell, and don't forget about John 3:16. And I'll see you next time. Oh, before I go, I want to look at remaining scenarios for the Sun Belt Conference Championship game. So these are the final 4 opponents every team that's still in contention are playing. There are only 2 teams that actually control their destinies. First, Troy. They can get through South Alabama, ULM, Louisiana, and Southern Miss and be in the Sun Belt Conference Championship game with no help whatsoever. Thankfully, we do get South Alabama and Louisiana at home. So that makes me feel a lot more confident in our scenario. The other team that can sweep and make the Sun Belt Championship game is Louisiana, who just claimed a big Sun Belt victory over South Alabama. Thankfully, they hit the road against Troy, but that's their only tough game. Other than that, it's smooth sailing to another Sun Belt Conference Championship appearance. So Troy must avoid this scenario at all costs. Now, South Alabama doesn't actually control their own destiny. They need to sweep the remaining 4 games and also hope that Louisiana drops a game. If Louisiana drops one more game than them, they will get in the Sun Belt Championship game with a win over Troy and Texas State. So that Louisiana loss basically dealt a pretty big blow to their Sun Belt Conference Championship hopes, but they can still make it in, unfortunately. Arkansas State, Arkansas State, Arkansas State. How are you still alive, Arkansas State? You should be fighting for like your second or third win by this point. Instead, you now have a real shot to make the Sun Belt Conference Championship game. Not a good shot, though, as they have to sweep the remaining 4 games while also hoping Troy drops 2. Still, though, it can happen. Somehow. And now Texas State. This team is now the least most likely to make the Sun Belt Conference Championship game. Instead of being in the driver's seat for the Sun Belt Conference Championship game, their hopes just took a massive blow. Now they have to hope to sweep and hope Troy drops 2 and Louisiana drops 1. At this point, I just try to go bowl eligible. Sorry. Isaiah chapter 40 verse 28. Have you never heard? Have you never understood? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of all the earth. He never grows weak or weary. No one can measure the depths of his understanding.